Inviting yourself. Before you can invite others, you must first learn to invite yourself. For many of us, the hardest person to welcome with kindness, honesty, and compassion is the one we see in the mirror. We inherit inner voices that criticize, demand, and judge. We carry stories handed down from family, culture, and trauma. And too often, we mistake those voices for truth. Inviting yourself means pausing in the middle of that noise. It means choosing presence over judgment. It is the act of turning toward yourself as if you are worthy of your own attention, your own patience, and your own care. The inner dialogue. Our inner dialogue is the constant background music of our lives. Most of the time, we don't even notice it, yet it shapes how we move through the world, how we treat others, and what we believe is possible. Some voices echo old wounds. You'll never be enough. Others repeat cultural scripts. Work harder, do more, don't rest. Still others whisper fears inherited through trauma. Don't risk it. Don't be seen. Left unchecked, this dialogue becomes a cage. It limits not only how we see ourselves, but also what we dare to imagine. We live as if the voices were law. But they are not law. They are disinheritance. They are patterns handed down, not chosen. To be invitational with yourself is to notice these voices and to pause. To ask, is this voice mine or something I inherited? And if it is not truly yours, to invite another way of speaking, to respond with words that open instead of close. Why this matters. You cannot build a life you love to live if you are at war with yourself. The voice you carry inside will either erode your strength or sustain it. When your inner dialogue is ruled by judgment, shame follows you into your relationships, your work, and even your sense of purpose. Every invitation outward carries the shadow of rejection inward. But when you learn to invite yourself, you plant the seed of belonging. You build a foundation strong enough to carry connection, compassion, and resilience. Rebellion begins here. In a culture that profits from insecurity, the act of befriending yourself is nothing less than radical. Practices. Begin by noticing your dialogue. For one day, pay attention to your self-talk. Write down the phrases that repeat most often. Don't censor, don't judge, just notice. When you catch a harsh phrase, pause. Breathe. Respond with an invitation. Instead of, I'll never get it right, you might say, I am learning, and that is enough. Instead of, I don't belong here, try, I am choosing to belong to myself. Create a ritual of belonging by beginning or ending your day with one spoken invitation. You might say, today, I invite myself into honesty, or tonight, I invite myself into rest. Over time, this practice reshapes the inner atmosphere of your life. Reflection questions. What are the loudest voices in your inner dialogue right now? Which of these voices feels inherited rather than chosen? How does your life shift when you pause and speak to yourself as a friend? What invitation do you most need to extend to yourself today? Science Corner. Neuroscience shows that the brain responds to self-talk as if it were coming from another person. Harsh inner words activate the same stress pathways as external criticism. Over time, this raises cortisol and trains the body to stay on high alert. By contrast, self-compassion practices activate areas of the brain associated with safety and regulation. Naming emotions and responding with kindness reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and strengthens prefrontal circuits for resilience. Inviting yourself is not a luxury. It's a biologically sound way to rewire your nervous system for healing and strength. Poet's Corner. Rilke, in Letters to a Young Poet, offers this invitation. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue, do not seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Rilke suggests that the work of the soul is not to solve every question, but to live with them. When your inner dialogue demands certainty, perfection, or control, his words remind us to turn toward the mystery with patience. Pause with these lines. Pause with these lines. What do they awaken in you? Do they ease the pressure of your own demands? Do they open space for gentleness? A beautiful question. Inspired by Rilke's invitation, here is your question to carry. How might my life be different if I chose to live inside the pause instead of rushing past it? Do not try to answer it quickly. Let it work on you. Let it open a door toward a new way of speaking, listening, and belonging to yourself.